We are on page 261 in your Bridges books, and today we are going to make some fruit pizzas, one of my favorite desserts. Lisa's parents own a bakery. They sell fruit pizzas made of granola crust with yogurt filling and one fruit topping. Many fruit topping choices are available. Lisa wants to make a few fruit pizzas to eat with her friends, and she needs to figure out how much fruit to buy for each kind of pizza she makes. She found a chart that her parents made for their latest pizza order that shows how much of each kind of fruit was used on different numbers of pizzas. Use the information on the chart below to help Lisa figure out how many cups of fruit she would need for each kind of pizza, so she can decide if she wants to make a blueberry, strawberry, peach, or some other kind on the list. Note, the cups of fruits are divided evenly among the number of pizzas for that kind of fruit. Solve each problem in your math journal and show all of your work. Write your answers on the chart. So make sure that you've got an extra piece of paper to work on or some place to do your work. And then also we're going to do a few of these together. And I'm going to have you pause the video, finish the rest, and then come back to check your work. So we are going to start with blueberries. And in their last fruit pizza they used 237 cups of fruit of blueberries, and they used that on 79 pizzas. So what we need to do is we need to take our cups of fruit and we need to divide them by the number of pizzas to tell us how many cups per fruit pizza. So that will tell us how many cups we have just on one pizza. So we're going to take 237 and divide it by 79. Now there's a few different ways that you could do this. You could do a ratio table. So you set up one group of 79 and you go up to 237. Or you could rewrite this as a fraction and you could say 237 divided by 79 and think about how many times 79 goes into 237 without going over. There could be a remainder. You could put that as a fraction, or you can go ahead and do long division, and you could set up 237 in here, and then 79 on the outside, and you can go ahead and divide it out. But the final answer is going to be 3. Whichever strategy you choose to do, your final answer should be 3 cups of blueberries on each fruit pizza. Let's go ahead and try one more together. So we've got strawberries. And the last time they made a strawberry pizza, they made 88 of them and they had a total of 352 cups of fruit. So to get how many cups you put on one pizza, you have to take 352 and divide it by 88. So once again, you've got 3 different strategies you can use to solve it. You can do a ratio table where you set up one group of 88 and go all the way up to 352. You could rewrite it as a fraction, 352 over 88, and see how many times 88 goes into 352. Or you could set up a long division problem. And solve it that way. Whichever strategy you chose, your answer should be 4 cups of fruit, of strawberries on each pizza. So this is the last one I'm going to do with you, the peaches, and then I'm going to have you try some on your own. The last time they made a fruit pizza, they used 91 cups of peaches, and they made 182 pizzas with those 91 cups. So you're going to take 91 and you're going to divide it by 182. Now this one looks funny because 91 is smaller than 182. So if this number's smaller, I'm going to go ahead and set that up as a fraction. So I'm going to rewrite 91 divided by 182 as a fraction. 91 divided by 182. And this is an easier way to divide it down because I'm noticing that 91 is half of 182. So if I divide both the top and the bottom by 91, 91 divided by 91 is 1. 182 divided by 91 is 2. So your answer is going to be 1/2. Now I want you to go ahead and pause this video and I want you to try the rest of the fruit on your own, dividing things out, and then come back when you're done to check your answers. Okay, so we're back. Let's go ahead and check our blackberries. So 176 cups made 44 pizzas. We're going to divide 176 by 44 to figure out how many is on one pizza, how many cups of blackberries are on one pizza. So if you take 176 and divide it by 44, your final answer is going to be 4. No matter what strategy you used, the answer is 4. For kiwi, 42 divided by 28. This one was a little bit trickier because you had a remainder. This didn't go in equally. So I'm going to rewrite this one as a fraction, 42 over 28. And what I'm noticing is that 28 is going to go into 42 one whole time. So you're going to do 42 minus 28, and you're going to have 14 left over 28. And then if you go ahead and reduce 1 and 14 over 28, that's going to equal 1 and 1/2 cups. So on each fruit pizza for kiwi, there's going to be 1 1/2 cups of kiwi. For raspberries, you're going to do 88 divided by 22. And right away, I'm noticing that 2 goes into 8 4 times, so your final answer is going to be 4. Mandarin oranges, 120 divided by 48. This one's another tricky one because you've got a remainder, so I'm going to do 120 over 48 like a fraction. And I know that 48 goes into 120 without going over 2 whole times. After it goes in 2 whole times, you have a 24 remainder, so 24 over 48. And then if you reduce that fraction, your final answer is 2 1/2. So on each fruit pizza for oranges, there's 2 1/2 cups of oranges. For grapes, 1 divided by 1/4. So this one looks like 1. So I'm going to just make a circle representing the 1, and I'm going to divide it into fourths. So if I go ahead and divide it into fourths, I'm going to count how many fourths there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one's going to be 4. For pineapple, 2 divided by 1/2. So this one is going to be represented as 2. And the reason I'm drawing pictures for these is because you're dividing them by fractions. And it's easier to see this when you have a picture. So I've got 2 here. I'm going to divide them into halves. And then I'm going to count how many halves there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the final answer is 4. And then last, 1 divided by 1/3. I'm going to draw a whole 1. And I'm going to divide it into thirds. And then I'm going to count how many pieces I have. So I have 1, 2, and 3. So my final answer is 3. Now that you're done checking your answers, you are going to go to your home connections, page 133 and 134, to complete for your work today. Good work.